Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships, and today we're taking out the tier 5 Emile, and I haven't taken this ship out in such a long while. Now you might be wondering why I'm showing off the tier 5, because I actually want to talk about something. It's actually the new and upcoming sprint rank season that's World of Warships is trying out. This is going to be their first time trying this out. I am joined with Weez in the T22 and No Game in the Julio Cesar. And if you have not heard it, I'd be very surprised if you guys really haven't heard it. It is essentially, as the name implies, a sprint rank season. Which means instead of the normal 24 ranks, I believe what it normally is, it's actually cut down to 10. And this season is actually a little bit different. Now you can actually division up with another person, and you can actually fight together on a team. Now the teams are actually very constrictive. They have to have the same type and I believe the same type of ship. I'm trying to think what else. There was also same type and tier, which is a weird thing to say since this is all going to be in tier 5. I actually do have it up so I can look over at it. So it's all going to be tier 5, and you can only be in a division if the enemy team has a division. If they don't, obviously you won't be able to participate in that battle. You have to wait till another division shows up for you to actually join, and for whatever reason that Emile took a while to actually show up. So you have till rank 10, and there's apparently 2 leagues. The first league goes up to rank 6, I believe. Yes, the first league is from rank 10 through rank 6, and the second league is from rank 5 through rank 1. Within the first 2 leagues, the first season is played 6 versus 6, and the second season is played 8 versus 8. So quite dramatically different. Now I'm already imagining what's going to happen as far as what ships are going to be very, very popular, and that is going to be obviously battleships and destroyers, especially destroyers, because they are quite strong at lower tiers, because no other cruisers have any ability to really detect them at long range, such as radar. So destroyers are going to be quite strong. A few battleships at tier 5 are probably going to be a fairly well selected choice. Julio Cesar is probably going to be one. I'm gonna bet maybe the New York. Slightly iffy on that. But also the Koenig is probably going to be a very popular choice. Not as good as it used to be, but probably is going to be very, very popular. But a lot of the IGN, the Kamikaze, or yeah, the Kamikaze and the now I can't even think what the other IGN is. I play the Kamikaze way too much. And there we go, we got first blood. So IGN line is going to be very popular. Destroyer and battleships are going to be very, very popular. So I'm going to be the idiot, and I'm going to try the cruiser line. And I decided, and I thought all the different tier 5s. Furitaka, yes, it has 203s, makes it a very hard hitter, but it's not particularly fast, it's not particularly agile, and it's very, very, very fragile. So Furitaka's not out. Königsberg has a good, nice long range. It has the best range as far as tier 5s are concerned. But once again, it's very, very fragile. Now you can kind of see where this is going. Kirov, very, very fragile. Big, hard-hitting guns. And so I finally decided cruiser I want to go with, and that is going to be the Emile, which is hence why I'm showing it. Now the Emile, it has semi-decent range, not super amazing, 14.9 kilometers, not that overly impressive. What's really going for it is its speed. Its speed is super nice, without any speed boost consumable, with just a speed flag, full speed, 41 knots, no problem. So it's a very fast ship, which I think is very, very beneficial, especially being able to get into the different positions. And they did release the maps that are currently going to be available. That is going to be Archipelago, Ring, Strait, Big Race, Epicenter Mode, New Dawn, and Trident. So a lot of the lower tiers, very different obviously from the current or the previous rank 10 season, or season rank 10. So very different. I think it's going to be very exciting. I'm actually very grateful that they're not doing a 10, because we've seen so much tier 10s recently. I'm kind of sick of it. And tier 5, I think this is going to be the very first attempt at seeing what tier 5 is going to be like. It's going to be interesting. But once again, I really feel like there's two classes that are going to be very, very popular, and that is going to be destroyers and battleships, because the cruisers at tier 5 are very fragile, I would want to say, and they do quite heavily rely on being able to fire behind islands, being obviously the very, very famous support class. So I think it's going to be interesting. And I will have to say, I also like the fact that they're allowing divisions with this. Granted, it's only 2 people in a division, but I think it's going to be very exciting. So their whole idea behind this, and once again, kind of nice idea, is to get any newcomers into the ranked season. Because obviously, if you're a newcomer, unless you spend a lot of gold, I don't even know how you would be able to, because you still have to have experience. You don't have a lot of tier 10 ships. You might have a few tier 7s, maybe a few tier 8s, but not a lot of tier 10, if any. And also, have you noticed I keep dropping torpedoes? I will admit that I am very accustomed to high tier French cruisers, which have a torpedo range of 9 kilometers, while the Emile has 6 kilometer torpedoes. So I've yet to ever get a torpedo hit, and fortunately this Congo has decided to fire HE at me. So not a big concern. Now the Emile kind of coming back to the ship itself. Yes, it's very, very quick. Has good fire chance. Shells are only 152 millimeters. The major issue, and this is probably gonna bite me in the butt later on, is the rudders always get knocked out, and that's kind of a French thing. But Congo finally gets another fire that is going to be a permanent burn, so I don't even have to worry about him. I'm actually going to try to help out the team, because at the moment, the team's having a slight issue combating. We've lost majority of any destroyers. And I say that, and we've actually managed to pull back a little bit. I will have to give props to the Griminoshki. Good lord, I'm sorry for anyone that speaks Russian. I do apologize. But the Grim is actually being the best player out here. He's actually doing a really good job. So the whole idea is sound. I like it. It's gonna obviously bring in new players. Hopefully won't frustrate them too bad. But at the exact same time, you're gonna have those teams that make very questionable decisions. But it is what it is, and that's kind of a thing in ranked season. So the benefit and what you would achieve if you get rank 1 is 5,000 coal. Now that might not be super amazing. Actually, I hope it's 5,000 coal. Hopefully my future self will clarify, but I'm pretty certain it's 5,000 coal. So you get a very decent amount of coal to buy flags, to maybe go towards purchasing a ship, because I believe the Musashi is actually still available. And coming back to the Emile, if you may have noticed, the only other issue about the Emile is the fact that her reload rate is very, very slow, 12 seconds. actually not that overly shorter than, say, the Charles Martel or the HIV. And oh crap, look at this. This is one thing I don't much care for, is the fact that you can sometimes get stuck on a friendly ship and finally actually able to get off of the Pensacola, that I'm able to actually get away. So yeah, I understand why it's there. I'm not saying Wargaming needs to remove it. It's not the worst thing. Both of us should have been paying attention. I should have been paying attention, especially considering how fast this ship is. It really blows my mind that the ship is this fast. Because if the Emile actually had a speed boost, she would easily be the fastest ship in the game. Very much so. So, enemy team, not doing so hot. For whatever reason, they have 2 of their battleships all the way on the northeast corner, while the majority of our team is at the very center of this area. And once again, the Grim is doing a really fantastic job. But probably another good tier 6, and I haven't played it in a while, so I will have to try to withhold any harsh judgment, is going to be the Dallas, which obviously took over the role of the Cleveland. However, the Dallas is actually a tier 6 and not a tier 5, so I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently. So at the moment, our team is not doing so hot. Well, I mean, we're not doing terrible. Grim is definitely being very aggressive. Fortunately, once again, the enemy battleships are just so far back that they're not really much of a threat. And this Dallas is just being downright pain. So overall, as the battle is kind of winding down, the enemy team is definitely not in any position to really do much harm. The Dallas is going to be our last major threat. There is a Leon, which we actually haven't really seen much of, but he will make his presence very well known. So this is right here. This is why I kind of like Emile, is how nimble she is. She's fast and she's nimble. So I think she's going to be an excellent choice. I will have to say, getting IFHE is going to be very crucial for the ship, just to make it viable against the battleships. So for the most part, that is quickly, or better yet, a quick look at the upcoming rank season that is supposed to be starting October 19th. It's supposed to be running for a very short duration. Once again, a sprint up the rank. So very quickly it will go by, which is not a bad thing, because I'm pretty certain this is just kind of a a fill-in for Clan Wars, because normally Wargaming has been focusing on Clan Wars and rank seasons for the past year now, so it's generally one after the other. So this is definitely a slight break, and I'm hoping it'll be fun. That's what I'm hoping for. It'll be fun. I'm not gonna worry about it myself. So yes. All right. At the moment, enemy team is gonna go down. We're just gonna cap them out. And if you watch in chat, you'll see the friendly Fubuki here in a moment warning my friend No Game about incoming torpedoes. Any moment now, there should be. Yep, there it goes. Fubuki drops torps in front of friendly ships, trying to hit the Leon. That's probably about 8 kilometers. And there he is in chat, trying to warn him. Well, unfortunately for No Game, he is going to eat those torps, and our poor Fubuki friend is going to become, well, a little pink around the cheeks, to say the very least. And once again, high props. I know this Grim is probably not doing it for me, but his smoke actually allows me to fire invisibly. And the enemy team is going to go down just on points alone. I will have to say it does take a little while to cap out, but the enemy team's in no position to do much about it. And looks like no game gets a kill, and that is essentially going to be it for this battle. Not much else for us to do except for wait for the timer to end out. And that is actually going to be it for this video. I'm not going to force you guys to watch the last 15 seconds, and I've said pretty much everything I wanted to. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Saigen.